Summer vacation's over. You don't really get one, do you?
No, but it's the best time of year because I get to plan, look back, and then look forward. So,
Well, that's good too. And you probably don't have to deal with, well, obviously, student and teacher issues that come up during the school year. At least that's out of the way for a while they take some time off, so you can maybe concentrate on, like a whole lot of administrating going on.
absolutely, it's a great time. We do have summer school in the summer, but of course, it's not at the scale of having 4,000 students in session.
Yeah, that's a lot, 4,000. And of course, one thing that we were very excited to hear was, the grant that came through, and what was it? I'm going to probably get the number wrong.
51
I was
million.
going to say 52, but we'll take the 51. What the heck? $51 million. And spread out over how long a period of time?
Over 5 years. So we've concluded the first year of transformation and looking forward to year two.
And what's going to be entailed in that? That's what people want to know. What changes are going to be made to take advantage of that grant?
First looking back, I think we put in place a lot of solid programs for both students and staff. We used, in the previous year, a lot of the investment went towards recruitment and retention of teachers, developing curriculum, improving our programs and innovation, and actually adding a lot of student supports. And so in our pre-K and our kindergarten through second grade classrooms, we have a 2-to-1 adult ratio, and that was very successful. So this year we look forward to scaling up excellence. And what I mean by that is we're going to make sure that we can continue the programs that we started last year. And then we're going to be developing some innovative programming, starting with high school career pathways. So teachers or our parents and families who are entering the ninth grade will see some changes to our freshman academy. We're adopting a new freshman career academy curriculum, and then launching high school career pathways where we're partnering with some of our major organizations in the area. That's one thing. The other thing is that we are launching an elementary magnet school that is supposed to open in 2019. So we're using a lot of this year to plan for that. It will have a language focus, and we are applying for international baccalaureate status as well. So it'll be a very innovative opportunity for families to choose a different way of learning for their students within Battle Creek Public Schools. And then our last program that we're planning, because we're trying to touch every level, so that is our elementary and high school programming, but we'll also have a middle school STEM magnet school that will be open to all area residents and focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Great. Try to draw in students from outside the city per se to come in and take advantage of some of these new programs.
Absolutely. So what our goal is to do is to provide in-district choice as a response to some of the families that are out of district choice.
When you talk about a partnership with some of the supporting entities around town, give us an example of how one of those might work.
Yeah, one of the partnerships that we're really excited about is a partnership with both Bronson Healthcare, Grace Health, and Kellogg Community College in terms of creating a healthcare pipeline so that students have access to some local entities and experiences that end up moving them into a healthcare career. So that would be one example. We're also developing a teacher pipeline. So we're looking at partnering with Grand Valley State University, Kellogg Community College, and really creating a homegrown teacher pipeline. So the students that we have today will be our teachers of tomorrow.
Oh, that's really a great idea. And I know it's been a challenge too with staffing, but not just for Battle Creek Public Schools. I mean, Lansing has had an even tougher time, I think, of staffing. How's that looking this year compared to last?
So we definitely felt the state teacher shortage this year, and we've been using a lot of innovative and creative opportunities to actually recruit staff. And I think this investment from the Kellogg Foundation has really helped us because we're able to offer signing bonuses and retention bonuses to help keep staff. But I can't go without saying that we absolutely had a tough time filling some of our positions, and we're continuing to look for teachers. So if there are individuals out there who are interested in working with Battle Creek Public Schools, please reach out to us, and we have jobs posted at battlecreekpublicschools.org.
How many short would you say you are district-wide?
We have about 6 openings right now in elementary, and we actually are in the process of doing interviews this week.
Well, 6 elementary. What about high school?
At high school, I think we're full. We have finally filled that last position.
Wow, well that's pretty good because I may be wrong, but aren't those a little harder to fill?
Yes, especially math and science. Those are always the critical shortage area. My human resources director participated in the statewide teacher fair, and so we've been able to really utilize some of the things that we have available to us to try to fill all of these positions.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, and I've heard a lot of differing opinions, but it seems to me that our state makes it kind of tough for somebody to teach math. For instance, I have a friend who used to be a coworker that went to Connecticut, got his teaching degree. He said, I'd like to come back and teach in Michigan, but they put us through so many hoops to get math qualified. I don't know math. I'm an English teacher.
Yeah, I can tell you that I think the state is hearing some of the concerns from district officials because they are putting out an educator shortage toolkit to support us, and they're inviting us to the table to have conversations about what our on the ground experiences are so that they can be more responsive, especially as they launch into these partnership agreements. If we're truly going to be partners, then we have to work together to fix those barriers that are getting in the way of success.
Mm-hmm. I have another staff member here who's a math whiz, a math genius, if you will, who decided that he wanted to go into teaching. And I think he's doing it's almost like an apprenticeship or some kind of a partnership up in the Lansing area this semester and next, I think all year. But I'm thinking, you know what? Why does he have to do all this? I mean, he knows he knows math. I mean, why can't we just get him in there?
Well, there's a science to teaching. It's not as easy as it might seem. There's a science to teaching, and our teachers are, underappreciated in terms of understanding all of the significant skill it takes to actually educate. They are creating doctors and lawyers and all of these top tier positions, and it takes a lot of work to be able to do that well. So I do know that there are alternative certification programs being developed right now because we recognize that we need to get people in front of kids, but we also want to make sure that we have the right talent in front of them.
Well, I think that's a really great point because you made me think back to my high school years. And I had an algebra teacher that was the most boring person on the face of the earth. And it was so hard to learn. But at the same time, I had a chemistry teacher that was the most entertaining guy in the world and a really excellent teacher. And I learned all my algebra in chemistry.
Right. So, it's not just about knowing the actual trade that you're teaching or content area. It's also about having the science of actually transferring that knowledge to someone else.
Sure. Yeah. I think I was thinking about this earlier too today. I don't know why, but I had a junior high teacher that taught geography. And what he did was he put a blank map on the wall of, I think it was the Middle East, of all the countries. And then we divided up into teams and we threw darts at the board. And if you hit a country, you had to name what it was, its capital, its chief export, and that kind of stuff. Although I don't think they'd let you do that now. The school lawyers would say, darts, are you kidding me? You're not doing that.
There are so many different ways to engage students, but the point you're making is that education has to also be fun, and you have to want to be there. And so there's an art and a science to teaching. And in Battle Creek Public Schools, we have some of the best educators who have really perfected their craft, and they know how to develop relationships with students.
Now the big challenge is get the students to get their butts to school. I know that's an issue in many, many schools. Battle Creek certainly also has had a problem with, getting with absenteeism. Carter is the superintendent of Battle Creek Public Schools. There was an article in the Inquirer this summer that said that more than 1,000 students, or about a quarter of the student body in Battle Creek Public Schools, missed more than 20 days of school in the school year. That's a lot. I probably missed 1 or 2 days a year, and so did most everybody in my school. Yeah. That's a lot.
Chronic absenteeism is a community issue, not just a school issue, and we are dealing with that as one of our barriers and challenges this year. At the end of the year, we actually ended with a number around 40% of our students being considered chronically absent. And so we're going to take that head on this year. We're wrapping supports around students and families, and we're coordinating and collaborating with area organizations to really get the message out about being in school. So we're launching a campaign called Challenge 5, Here for Success, and we are challenging all of our families to miss no more than 5 days of school. We're going to head into this by educating families, making sure that they understand the impact that attendance has on their child's overall academic success.
Any incentive to get that 5% or less?
Absolutely. We're taking a comprehensive approach to actually dealing with this. So each of our schools will have different types of incentive programs and celebration programs, as well as rewards and acknowledgement happening. We're going to really report on the data because we want our community to walk with us through this. You'll see yard signs popping up and billboards that are really just educating our community on how important it is for kids to be in school every day.
And of course, there's one day that's more important than any day at all. And I know you probably won't say that, but I bet you'd agree with me. October 4th is the day the state counts heads and determines how much funding a school system will get. And we absolutely need to have funding for every one of our students.
Yeah, it's very, very important that we have an accurate count so that our students and our staff have the resources that they need to be successful in school. When we talk about chronic absenteeism, we want to make sure that kids are there to learn. We took a lot of data last year, and what we found is that Battle Creek Public Schools is doing an excellent job of educating students who are in school every day. Their achievement is moving beyond what is expected. They're above grade level. But it's those students who are not in school that we're struggling to make sure that they reach and achieve their goals.
Is that head count day the same for every school district, or it's October 4th everywhere in the state?
In the entire state. So
Wow.
this entire city, I can speak for every district, my colleagues, that we're all very focused on making sure kids are in school on that day.
So do this right now. Grab your phone, go to Thursday, October 4th, put in school head count day, and then give yourself a 1 week reminder. And talk about it as a family. Talk about it with your kids. Hey, you know what? No matter what, we're going to get you to school that day, unless you're, on your deathbed with the flu.
Mhm.
And so that our schools here in the Battle Creek area can get what's coming to them from our state funding. Absolutely. So you're addressing the absenteeism problem, and I think it's pretty encouraging that we're only looking for 6 teachers. How many? And the last time we talked about this, I think you said like Lansing was, what, 30 or 40 teachers down or something?
Yes, and urban schools have a huge problem with making sure that they are recruiting and retaining their teachers. And so Lansing is a partner of mine. We are all part of the Middle Cities group, and we're working to make sure that we can put the right people in the seats in front of our children.
Well, I think it's a fabulous idea to try and have homegrown teachers. And in fact, I know of a couple that have gone through the system and have gone into teaching. And they just they take a lot of pride in their community and in their school, and they just kind of want to pay it forward by making their career, part of where they grew up.
And we see this as an opportunity to really invest in the economic development of our community as well. So let's use the talent that's here and keep them here and work to create a better Battle Creek. So
Absolutely.
It has a lot of different opportunities for us.
There's so many things going on right now with downtown development and trying to bring in new business and create more jobs in the community. And this is another very important part of the puzzle. So support your local schools, get involved, and get your kids there for the head count day on October 4th. And thanks, Kim, for coming on, sharing some of the exciting new ideas and new direction that we have at Battle Creek Public Schools.
Thank you for having me.